Hi, this is another video in a series where we're looking at some real-world examples of how you can incorporate AI into your Sitecore solution. For this example, we're going to use ChatGPT, which we've used in the past, but with a slight variation. This time we are going to instruct it to only use our own data. Now, that isn't training a model using your own data. It's a bit of a simpler process than that. We're really just creating a data source and telling the ChatGPT model to only use that. Now, to create that data source, what we do, we set up a scheduled task which will crawl an area of the content tree which you define and limit it to a specific template. That information is then converted into HTML and stored in a blob storage area. Then a subsequent task comes along and indexes that information and makes it available to our ChatGPT model. So just to highlight an example. So that process which I just described is part of an AI Overview model which I wrote, and I've currently hooked it up just to the search function of this test environment. So as a bit of background, the data source which we've created is locked down on just our modules that are available at this university. So if I come in here and I type in, I'm interested in cryptography, easy for me to say, that will go along, it'll ask ChatGPT, what do we have in terms of cryptology, and gives it a set of results. It will then consume that information and write a response of its own. It then will make a recommendation as to which courses have those modules, and you can go from there. As another example here, we asked it that we're interested in pure mathematics. So again, it made that call, it made that search against our custom data source, took all the information in, and then generated a response. So this is just an example of how we can train or use data which we sort of define and limit that to the response from the ChatGPT model.